From the Detroit Free Press, it's Friday, October 25th. Here's what you need to know today.
For the Detroit Free Press, I'm Eric D. Lawrence. UAW members are continuing to cast votes to decide the fate of the union's tentative agreement with General Motors. The vote could put an end to the nationwide strike against the automaker. The tally through Thursday was leaning in favor of ratification. Most members at UAW Local 598 voted yes. The local represents about 4,800 workers at Flint Assembly. The local is one of the largest that will vote before Friday's deadline. But it's not the last, with several yet to finish. The UAW International is expected to release results sometime after 4 p.m. Friday. Even though a large union local votes in favor of passage, ratification depends on the total vote count, not whether specific locals or a certain number of locals pass it. A simple majority would put the tentative agreement over the top and mean an end to the strike. If the agreement is ratified and GM workers return to their jobs, attention will soon shift to either Ford or Fiat Chrysler automobiles as the next steps in the pattern bargaining play out.
I'm Teresa Baldus, courts and justice reporter for the Detroit Free Press. 1 year ago, a Detroit mom went through labor with her legs shackled to a bed. She delivered her baby in the prison system after being convicted of a gun crime that has triggered national attention. She was a lawful gun owner with no criminal history and waved an unloaded gun in the air to protect her family. She says the woman was coming at her in a moving car, so she pulled out her gun. No shots were fired, no one was hurt, the gun was empty. But prosecutors convinced a jury that the woman was the aggressor and that she was out of control that day. Guilty verdicts followed, along with a 2-year prison sentence. In August, her conviction was ultimately overturned by an appeals court. She had hoped the prosecution would drop the case. But this week, the 28-year-old mother, a well-known environmental activist who represented Detroit at the Paris climate talks, learned that prosecutors planned to retry her. With tears dripping down her face, she said, "I felt like they just wanted to punish me more."
I'm Susan Tompour, and I'm a columnist for the Detroit Free Press. Mortgage rates are low, now around 3.9%, making it a pretty good time to buy or sell a home. Even so, there's a great deal of uncertainty out there. Some sellers fear that it will take too much time, money, and energy to close a deal when they're trying to unload their house. Enter a new idea called iBuyers, or the instant buyer. iBuyers use technology to make an instant offer on your home. It's a dramatic shift in the way people are buying and selling homes. It's not available everywhere, but no open house or baked cookies on the kitchen table would be needed here, and you'd be able to close in a short time. Sure, you're not likely to get top dollar, and you want to be careful as there are some scams out there. But odds are good that we're going to be hearing more about iBuying as big players such as Zillow and Keller Williams give it a try.
This is Brian McCullum, music writer with the Detroit Free Press. Eminem rapped last year that he'd been visited by the Secret Service. Turns out he wasn't kidding. The Metro Detroit rapper hasn't been shy about blasting President Donald Trump in his recent music. Now it's been revealed that some of those rhymes prompted an investigation by the president's protective agency, according to documents obtained by BuzzFeed. The documents indicate that Secret Service agents met with Eminem in January 2018, questioning him about graphic anti-Trump lyrics in several songs, including his notorious freestyle on the BET Awards. Another track, Framed, a murder drama from the Revival album, featured a line placing first daughter Ivanka Trump in the trunk of Eminem's car. The papers obtained by BuzzFeed are heavily redacted, but the agents report that Eminem rapped along as they recited the lyrics in question. And they apparently were satisfied with their due diligence. The documents show the case is marked closed.
This is Free Press Sports Editor Chris Thomas. It's true Blake Griffin might not play until November. But if you saw the Detroit Pistons season opener on Wednesday night, you're probably not worried. Yet if you saw Thursday's home opener, there might be cause for some concern. The Pistons are off to a 1-1 start with Griffin out of the lineup after Thursday's 17-point loss to the Atlanta Hawks. The Pistons cut the lead to single digits in the fourth quarter before Atlanta ultimately pulled away. What the Pistons were lacking Thursday is exactly what Griffin offers: a dynamic scoring presence who makes big shots when the game is on the line. On Wednesday, The Pistons got a 30-point outing from Luke Kennard and a 30-20 performance from Andre Drummond to offset Griffin's absence. On Thursday, though, Drummond was limited to a modest 21 points and 12 rebounds. Kennard had just 13 points, and while Derrick Rose had a breakout game by scoring 27, he also had a couple big fourth-quarter turnovers that led to the Pistons' demise. What's it all mean? Well, the Pistons look like more than a fringe playoff team in spurts this season. But they'll be nothing more than a fringe playoff team if Griffin doesn't get healthy.
Do you like what you're hearing in our news briefing? Let us know, whether it's a question, comment, or something you just want to hear. You can share your opinion by emailing us at voice@freep.com. That's voice@freep.com. See you on Monday.